Hey, stop scrolling for a second, because what I'm about to reveal could completely flip everything you thought you knew about Social Security's future. It's not the seniors collecting checks today who are facing the biggest threat of massive cuts or changes. It's actually a totally different group that's been flying under the radar while everyone panics about current retirees. And if you're in your 40s or younger, this directly impacts your long-term plans in ways the headlines aren't telling you. Before I break it all down, do me a huge favor. Hit that subscribe button right now and turn on notifications so you never miss these critical updates on benefits, retirement strategies, and policy shifts that could save you thousands down the line. And drop a comment below letting me know your age range or if you're already claiming benefits, because I'm reading every single one and it helps shape future videos. All right, let's get into the real story here, because I've been diving deep into Social Security reports, trustees, projections, and policy discussions for years now, watching how the system evolves and spotting patterns that most people overlook amid all the fear-mongering articles screaming about imminent collapse for everyone. The truth is, the people already receiving Social Security payments today, along with those nearing retirement in the next handful of years, are actually in the strongest position. They're the most politically protected demographic, and history shows that lawmakers always prioritize keeping their benefits intact because disrupting millions of current seniors' income would cause massive backlash, with over 11,000 people turning eligible daily, adding up to millions annually who vote in high numbers. On the flip side, the group that's truly positioned to bear the brunt of any major adjustments is younger workers, particularly those born around 1970 or later, meaning folks in their mid-40s and below right now, who have decades ahead before claiming, but will likely see shifts designed to preserve solvency without touching existing beneficiaries. Think about it. I've heard so many in my generation and younger joking that Social Security won't even exist by the time we hit retirement age. And while I don't believe it'll vanish entirely because it's too foundational, after nearly 90 years of operation, processing claims, disability approvals, and payouts like clockwork while growing larger each year, significant modifications are inevitable to address the funding gaps highlighted in the latest 2025 Trustees Report, which projects the Old Age and Survivors Insurance Trust Fund could deplete reserves as early as 2033, with combined funds potentially lasting to 2034 before ongoing tax revenues cover only about 77 to 81% of scheduled benefits if no action is taken. That's why changes will target future claimants. The full retirement age, currently at 67 for most, could gradually rise further. We've already seen incremental increases in recent years, like to 66 years and 10 months for certain birth cohorts in 2025. But proposals floating around, including from some congressional groups, discuss pushing it to 68, 69, or even higher over time to account for longer life expectancies, meaning you'd need to work longer for unreduced benefits or accept smaller checks if claiming early. Other potential tweaks include modest payroll tax hikes spread across workers, adjustments to how benefits are calculated for higher earners, or even broader reforms like slowly indexing the formula to reflect demographic realities, all aimed at phasing in savings over decades so the system sustains for everyone without abrupt cuts to those already reliant on it. And let's be honest, this makes sense politically and practically. Past crises, like in the 1980s, led to bipartisan fixes that raised the retirement age and taxed benefits without slashing payments for then-current recipients. And with baby boomers fully in retirement mode now driving up costs, the focus shifts to future generations who have the luxury of time to adapt. If you're under 50 or so, you've got 15, 20, even 30 years to pivot, which is a massive advantage over someone in their 70s facing sudden changes. So rather than panicking like those doomsday headlines want you to, use this as motivation to build a rock-solid backup plan starting today. For instance, prioritize maxing out contributions to 401ks, IRAs, or Roth accounts to capture employer matches and tax advantages. Diversify into index funds, real estate, or side businesses for multiple income streams that aren't tied to government programs. And focus on boosting your career earnings now, since higher lifetime wages translate to better potential benefits even under revised rules. Definitely create a My Social Security account on SSA.gov to track your personalized projections. It's eye-opening to see your estimated monthly amount based on current earnings history and how delaying claiming until 70 could boost it by 8% per year past full retirement age through delayed credits. Also, explore supplemental options like health savings accounts for medical costs in retirement, long-term care insurance to avoid depleting savings on nursing needs, or even qualifying for other safety nets, such as Medicaid, energy assistance programs, or food support if income dips later on. I've covered these in depth in other videos, so check the playlist for details on maximizing every available resource. Staying proactive also means keeping an eye on policy debates because nothing's set in stone yet. Lawmakers could blend solutions like raising the taxable wage cap so higher incomes contribute more, infusing general revenues temporarily, or incentivizing later retirements with better credits. But delaying action only makes fixes harsher for younger cohorts. Personally, I fall into the affected group, and I'm totally fine with reforms protecting today's seniors. It's the right thing to do for people who've planned around the system their whole lives, and stiffing them last minute would devastate fixed incomes reliant on those checks for essentials like housing, food, and medicine. But for us with time on our side, this is a clear signal to take control. Diversify savings aggressively. Live below your means to build emergency funds covering years of expenses. Invest in skills for higher paying or flexible work into later years since people are living healthier longer. And consider hybrid retirement models like part-time consulting or gig economy roles to bridge gaps if the full age pushes out. Inflation's another hidden factor. Even if benefits hold steady nominally, rising costs from past money printing episodes, like the trillions injected during economic crises, erode purchasing power. So focus on assets that outpace inflation, like stocks or real estate, over just relying on fixed payments. Ultimately, the program's not collapsing tomorrow. It's a pay-as-you-go powerhouse collecting taxes from 185 million workers to support 70 million beneficiaries, and projections show it can pay substantial benefits indefinitely with tweaks. But the nuance is who absorbs the adjustments. Established retirees stay shielded, while future ones plan smarter. If this clears up the confusion and gives you actionable steps for peace of mind, smash that like button to help spread the word. Subscribe if you haven't already for weekly breakdowns on these topics, and comment below whether you're in the more protected older group or the planning ahead younger one. Plus, one thing you're doing now for retirement security. I reply to as many as I can because we're all navigating this together. Check the description for links to official SSA tools, benefit calculators, my full guides on claiming strategies, and more resources to empower your decisions. Thanks for watching, stay informed, and I'll catch you in the next one where we dive into specific 2026 updates already on the horizon.